You guys, I've had an experience today. Today's New Music Tuesday is going to detail that experience. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey guys, it's Christina Marie. Welcome to New Music Tuesday. Today we are talking about one, not 11 and not two, one gem of a lady who just snatched my soul from my body and just took it out of this ether, out of this world, out of this atmosphere. Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe released her second album off of Bad Boy, her label, called The Electric Lady. It's amazing. She is one of the most influential yet underrated musicians of our time, in my opinion. Strictly my opinion. Sometimes I find myself in shock that people don't know who she is. She's an amazing live performer. She is an excellent vocalist. She is an amazing songwriter, a risk taker, just a great all-around spokeswoman for just individuality and just femininity and just being a powerful, strong woman. When she talks, believe me, you want to listen. You need to listen to what she has to say. She's just that influential to me, and I think to a lot of other women. A little bit about the album. The Electric Lady, like I said, it's her second studio album off of her label Bad Boy, but it's the fourth and the fifth suites of her Metropolis concept series that she's had. Her first album, The Archandroid, they were the second and third suites, and then she released an LP a while ago called the Metropolis Suite, or The Chase, or something, the Metropolis The Chase, or something like that. That was the first suite. So it's a series that she's continuing on, which is pretty awesome. The album features amazing artists such as frickin' Prince, my queen, Erykah Badu, Miguel, Solange, who is another underrated artist, and Esperanza Spalding. So right off the bat, great folks featured on her album. It's dope. The album has musical stylings of soul, jazz, gospel, funk, R&B, just all of it wrapped up in a package of 19 tracks, or not really 19 tracks, there's a few interludes in there, but it's all wrapped up into this tiny package of amazingness. So, and it's such an eclectic sound, which is very typical of Janelle. She has a song on the album called Ghetto Woman, and I immediately went to Stevie Wonder and Songs in the Key of Life, like immediately in my head. I just thought back to those good old days of soul, funk, R&B with Stevie Wonder and the heavy bass lines and all that. It took me back there, and it's really cool that she's paying tribute and respect to people who influenced her growing up. And you can definitely tell that Stevie Wonder was one of those people, because there's just a lot of musical mention there, I think. Big Boy and Sean Diddy Combs are executive producers, or some of the executive producers on the album, Big Boy Records. So yeah, that makes sense. But Janelle also produced her album as well as some other people, but those are the big names that, I thought would be cool to mention. And I'm not 100% positive, but I think that she wrote most, if not all, of the songs on this album. And I think that if you listen to the album, you hear a lot of her. You hear elements of her, because this music is her heart and soul. It's telling her story, I think. So she had a hand in writing like pretty much all of these songs I think, but don't quote me on that. I've been looking up the information, but I haven't quite found it. I don't have the physical copy of the CD in my hand yet, because I'm going to Target right after this to get it. My favorite tracks on this album are Giving Them What They Love featuring Prince. It's freaking Prince. If Prince The giver of my life wants in on Janelle Monáe's album, then he gets in on Janelle Monáe's album. You don't think, you don't talk, you don't ask questions, you don't pause, you just do. Prince wants to be on your album, okay? Janelle, girl, yes. Yes. Another favorite track, Electric Lady featuring Solange. Like I said, another underrated artist. Dance Apocalyptic, which she has a video out for right now. Victory, which is a really, really nice song and has one of the best lines, in my opinion, on the album. It says, to be victorious, you must find glory in the little things. And that's what she sings about from like the gut. Like she sings that. And it's just so powerful and just so overwhelmingly awesome. I actually wrote it down in my notebook because it was just that good. It's just that good. To be victorious, you must find the glory. You must find glory in the small things. It's true of life, totally. And then the other favorite song is Sally Ride, which I think is the second or the third to last song on the album. I really love the entire album. So it's really hard to pinpoint certain songs that I love more than others, but I totally love Electric Lady and giving them what they love. Right off the bat, she hits you with like the 1-2 punch. She has the first song on the album, Giving Them What They Love, featuring Prince. And then she has the song, what is it? My Queen or The Queen or Queen or whatever it's called, featuring Erykah Badu. So Prince and Erykah Badu, 1 and 2, boom, boom. Like she's trying to hit you hard right off the bat with this album. So, I love it. I love it. I love it. She also has a few interludes on this album, which are really, really cool. There's Suite 4 and Suite 5 interludes that separate the two sections of the album. Like I said, there's 19 tracks, and then it's just separated by suites. The interludes actually play very well into the presentation of the album. I think they're really, really funny. They're kind of like radio broadcasts or radio call-ins, you know, when you're listening to the radio and people call in to the radio because they have comments. That's what the interludes are, and they're really, really cool and really funny, but very contextual as well. They have a lot of depth and a lot of meaning to them, so don't just skip over those. I definitely recommend you listen to them because they're really, really, really good. Janelle's first album, The ArchAndroid, came out in 2010, and it was beyond my listening capacity. Like, I could not even grasp how great this album was until like the 5th listen. When I first heard it, I was like, whoa, this, you know, you get the ugly face, like the stank, nasty face. Like, I got that when I first heard her ArchAndroid album, and I was just like, whoa, what is this? And it's phenomenal. She is just a phenomenal being. And her album was just that good. And this album, The Electric Lady, is just that good. I still just bow down to the essence of The ArchAndroid and Bailey's in My Lap. The ArchAndroid charted in at number 17, which kind of pissed me off. But then, let me explain the logic. It makes sense. Because Janelle Monáe is so beyond basic societal understanding, basic societal comprehension, in my opinion. Pop music is beneath her realm of excellence, and that's not an insult to pop music. Pop music does what it does. There are a lot of fantastic artists and great artists in pop music. I listen to pop music all the time. Hello, you guys know this. But she's not looking for the next hit. She is looking to make a musical experience. She wants to take us on a journey of self, I think. You know, that's what I get when I listen to her music. She wants to change the course of music history, you know, of how we appreciate the industry of music, of how we appreciate the art of music, the craft of music. She wants to give permission to the women of the future to be different, that it is okay to be different, to love yourself, to just be okay with being you. This is all about the empowerment and the expression of self, you know, to your own personal standards, to be held to your own personal standards and not anyone else's. You know, she doesn't care what you say about how she dresses and how she sings and the kind of music she comes out with. And I just respect that so much. She's not going to let society tell her what to wear. She needs to wear these short skirts and these short shorts and these dresses and these low cutting tops and all that kind of stuff. And that says a lot about her as a person, as a woman, totally. When people hear Janelle Monáe, they get confused, I think, when they hear her sound, because I think she's trying to communicate with your beneath the surface senses, you know, not necessarily the basic level that pop music can hit you. Pop music doesn't need the brain, really, in order to understand it. It doesn't need the brain to compute what it's bringing to you. Pop music hits the very basic level of our listening capabilities. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because we need our fun music, we need our party music, we need our de-stress music. But Janelle Monáe doesn't need to serve any of that. She can, you know, I listen to a lot of her music and I'm like, this is dance music, this is party music. You know, she has a lot of stuff, like I said, Dance Apocalyptic, that is a dance song, so it has dance in the title. But the composition and the complexity of, you know, the sound and whatnot, if you're a music head like me, you listen for things like that. And I was just like, there's something else beneath this than just your average pop tune. It's not a pop song at all. Like I said, we have our party artists, we have our fun time artists, we have our de-stress artists, and Janelle Monáe can totally fit into those categories should she choose to. But we also need artists that make us think and appreciate the precious gift that music is. And that is, in my opinion, what Janelle Monáe does best. And she did it again with this album. I just love it. So far, I'm gonna pull up my iPad here. So far, it says The Electric Lady has been receiving rave reviews. AllMusic gave it a 4 out of 5. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B. The Telegraph gave it a 5 out of 5. Sputnik Music gave it a 4.6 out of 5. Exclaim gave it a 10 out of 10. Pretty Much Amazing gave it a B+. Spin.com gave it a 7 out of 10. The Chicago Tribune, a 3 out of 4. And The Independent, which is a UK media outlet, gave it a 4 out of 5. And those are just to name a few. There are just so many that are coming out saying great and positive things about this album. And I'm so excited and I'm so happy for her. And I really hope that it does debut higher than 17 this time. But even if it doesn't, she's already won. Like, she is already won, and she's setting out to do what, you know, she's aiming to do, which is to make quality music and to represent R&B the way that it should be represented. Unfortunately, she has yet to win a Grammy, but in my opinion, that doesn't even matter. The Grammys have become such a popularity contest. It's not about you as an artist anymore. It's about you having status and having celebrity and being popular. And that's not what Janelle Monáe is. Those things are a side effect of what she's aiming to do. So when listening to Janelle Monáe, or when you're finding out about her, I definitely hope you don't take how many Grammys she has or hasn't won to represent what kind of artist she is. There are so many talented artists that have not won a single Grammy, and they are beyond exceptional, and a lot of times beyond gifted, you know, and sometimes even better than the artists that do receive Grammys. Those are just the way that's just the way that the Grammys are measured now. It's popularity versus, you know, product. It's ridiculous. Bottom line, you guys, go get this album. Do not sleep on this. You will regret it. And if you don't get this album, we can't be friends anymore. Like, seriously, I don't even know what type of conversation we could have if you don't go and get this album. Go home. You're drunk. Sleep it off. Once you wake up, go get the album. Okay? So, thumbs up this video if you've heard Janelle Monáe's album. If you're excited for it, comment down below with any other comments you want to say. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next week. Maybe for another New Music Tuesday, or maybe for something else. I haven't researched ahead far enough to know what's coming out. So